The biggest lie in cybersecurity is that you need a computer science degree, a $1,000 rig, or a stack of paid certifications just to start learning how to hack. You don't. The best penetration testers alive started the exact same way you're about to. They built a private, isolated playground on the same kind of laptop you're probably watching this on right now. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through building your own custom hacking lab, completely for free, with zero legal risk. We'll set up your attacker machine. We'll configure your victim machine, and we'll lock the whole thing inside a sandbox so airtight that nothing you do can ever touch the real world. By the end, you'll run your first scan against a live target you own. But before the first exploit lights up your screen, there's one setting most beginners get wrong that quietly exposes their entire home network. I'll show you exactly where that trap is. Let's build. Here's the single most important idea in this entire video. A local, isolated lab is the most valuable asset you will ever own as a learner. More than any course or certificate, you need a place where you can break things safely, because hacking is a skill of the hands, not the head. You cannot learn it by watching. You learn it by doing, failing, and doing it again. And to do that, you need a space where failure has no consequences. That space is called virtualization. Virtualization just means running a full, independent operating system inside a window on your current computer. Your laptop is the host. The systems you run inside it are guests. Each guest thinks it's a real machine. It has its own memory, its own disk, its own network card. But it's completely fenced off inside your host's memory space, which means you can attack it, infect it, or completely destroy it, and your actual laptop never even notices. The software that makes this possible is called VirtualBox. It's free. It's open source under the GPL, and it runs on Windows, Mac OS, both Intel and Apple Silicon, and Linux. Now, one quick note before you install. There's an add-on called the Extension Pack that gives you USB 3 and remote display support. It's still free for personal use. Here's the beginner trap that stops people before they even begin. Your CPU has hardware virtualization built in, called VT-X on Intel or AMD-V on AMD, and on a huge number of laptops, its chips turned off. So if VirtualBox throws an error, don't assume it's broken. Reboot into your BIOS, switch it on, and you're golden. Now, before we boot anything, we need to understand the rules of our sandbox. VirtualBox gives you a few ways to connect the machine. Host-only mode lets your machines talk to each other and to your host, but never to the internet. NAT mode lets a machine reach the internet, but nothing can reach it. And bridged mode drops your virtual machine straight onto your real home network, like it's a physical device. Hold on to those three. One of them is going to be the mistake that burns beginners. For now, just notice. Host only is the wall. That's what keeps your victim machine sealed off from everything you care about. So let's give this lab an attacker. Meet Kali Linux. Kali is the industry standard operating system for ethical hacking. It comes preloaded with thousands of security tools that are fully configured and ready to use, including scanners, crackers, and exploit frameworks. The current release is Kali 2026.2. And here's what's cool. The pre-built image dropped a chunk of firmware, shrinking the boot process from 200 megs to 60. It's much faster now. Now you could install Kali from scratch with an ISO. Don't. For speed, we're grabbing the pre-built VirtualBox image straight from the official Kali site. It's a machine someone already assembled for you. Download it, and inside VirtualBox you go to File, then Import Appliance, then point it at the file. 2, maybe 3 clicks. Before you hit Start, click into the settings and check your resources. Give it a reasonable slice of RAM and a couple of CPU cores. Enough to run smooth, but don't starve your host. Now boot it. When the login prompt appears, here's a question that fills the comments of every tutorial. What's the password? For the pre-built image, the username is Kali and the password is Kali, lowercase both. But pay close attention. Those default credentials only apply to the pre-built image. If you install from an ISO, you set your own. Also, the old root/tor login is dead. So the very first thing you do once you're in, type post and change that password immediately. Everyone on Earth knows the default. Then let's patch the system. Run sudo apt update, then sudo apt full upgrade -y. Kali is a rolling release, which means you never reinstall. You just keep updating, and it stays current forever. Your attacker is alive, but an attacker with nothing to attack is just an expensive Linux install. So let's give it a target. You cannot go practice on random websites. I need you to hear that clearly. Accessing or even scanning a system you don't own without explicit written permission is a crime. Good intentions are not a legal defense, so instead, we use machines that were deliberately built to be broken into. The first source is VulnHub. It's a library of intentionally vulnerable virtual machines, made specifically for you. Now you'll see people claim VulnHub is dead. It's not. Offensive Security acquired it in 2020, and it's fully operational. The big advantage? It runs entirely on your own hardware. No latency. But for a genuine 10-minute build, we're using something even simpler. Metasploitable 2. It's an intentionally broken Linux system riddled with vulnerabilities. It's the classic beginner target. Download it as a zip file. Since it's a .vndk, you'll create a new VM and attach that virtual disk. No complicated build tools. Its login is msfadmin for both username and password. Now here is the moment I promised you. The single setting beginners get wrong. When you import a vulnerable machine, you must set its network adapter to host only. Not bridged, never bridged, because bridged mode puts that machine, a computer designed to be full of holes, directly onto your real home network, sitting right next to your phone and your smart TV. You'd be placing a wide-open system on everything you own. Host only builds an invisible private cable between your Kali machine and your target. They can see each other. Nothing else can see them. That is what makes this legal, safe, and yours. So here's the professional setup. Give your Kali machine 2 adapters, one on NAT for internet/updates, one on host only for the private channel to your target. Isolation when it counts, and do this one thing. Take a snapshot of both machines right now. A snapshot is a saved moment in time. Think of it as the undo button for your entire lab. One click rewinds the machine. All right, your attacker is armed. Your target is deployed. The wall is up. Let's find out if they can actually see each other. For this, we use Nmap, the network scanner every professional starts with. Quick warning. On Windows, antivirus sometimes flags Nmap. It isn't malware. That's a false alarm on a legitimate tool. Now, from inside Kali, we're going to scan the target. Type nmap-sn, then your target's IP address. That's a host discovery scan. It's just asking one question. Are you there? And when that target replies for the first time, it's a thrill. Let's go deeper. Run nmap-V. This is service and version detection. It tells you exactly what software is running on every open door. The version number tells you if it has a weakness. Then, for the full picture, run nmap-A. That's the aggressive scan. OS detection, deeper probing, built-in scripts all at once. It's the moment it all clicks. And run nmap-script vuln. Nmap will start listing the actual known vulnerabilities sitting on that machine. Watching that list fill your screen? That's the payoff for building this lab. Now, why does this matter? For years, this industry sorted people by certs. That's shifting. 2026 research found that for the first time, skills gaps overtook headcount shortages as the #1 concern. 60% of leaders name the skills gap as their top worry, and it's costing real money. More than a quarter of organizations, 27%, reported a breach as a direct consequence of that gap. Practice matters. Here's the fire. 64% of organizations still rely on certs, but only 49% actually test practical skills. The market is drowning in paper and starving for proof. You just built the tool to become that proof. Where do you go from here? Try OWASP Juice Shop or DVWA for web apps. Work through the DC series on VulnHub. Look at Docker environments. Each one teaches a different door. Before you go, the safety check. 1. Target stay on host only. 2. Snapshot every clean machine. 3. Keep Kali patched. Do those 3 things and this lab will serve you for years. Setting up this lab is the moment you stop watching and start doing. It costs you nothing. It runs on what you own. Consistent hands-on practice beats theory every single time. Now go build.